This podcast discusses what is an aircraft dispatcher. It's a very little known profession. Essentially, an aircraft dispatcher is a person who holds a valid aircraft dispatcher certificate. Some people call it a license, but it's officially a certificate that's been issued by the FAA. The aircraft dispatcher exercises responsibility with the pilot in command of an aircraft for the operational control of each flight. You're probably not sure what all this stuff is meaning, but the operational control is a term that exists for any persons that deal with the operation of a flight, whether it's beginning the flight, planning the flight, conducting the flight, terminating a flight. And dispatch or operational control would be an area of an airline that is responsible for this. Operational control along with pilots, meteorologists, crew scheduling. A dispatcher has been given quite a few responsibilities. There's some basic responsibilities that are outlined within the regulations. They are pre-flight planning, which could be a number of things: checking the weather, checking the route, checking the airports, the landing minimums, alternate minimums. Do I need two alternates? Are there any possible reroutes necessary? Are there any reroutes due to traffic and ATC? The other basic responsibility would simply be canceling or delaying the flight for any reason. If the flight is deemed safe by the dispatcher and the pilot, both persons officially tag their names onto a dispatch release or sign a release if it's actually requiring a physical signature these days. A dispatch release is basically an affidavit, a sworn statement by the pilot in command and dispatcher, and they're both claiming this flight should be made safely based on all the information that they've been provided and everything's been checked. They're basically signing off the flight that they feel good about it. If one person doesn't want to sign a dispatch release, technically the flight cannot operate as it's been planned. Something has to change. Another basic responsibility is monitoring the flight progress. Essentially, a dispatcher is a pilot on the ground. It's a pilot's second set of eyes. This whole dispatch system is a checks and balances system. One person can make a mistake, the other person should be able to catch it. Less mistakes should be made by both persons at the same time. That concept enhances safety, reduces aircraft accident and incident rates, and essentially is in the best interest for the public. But essentially the dispatcher can monitor the flight progress. If there's more fuel being burned than planned, maybe there's something wrong, maybe something was typed in incorrectly, maybe the winds are not as expected, maybe we need to plan around some rerouting or altitude that we previously planned on. It could be anything, but that's one way to just keep tabs on the flight, piece by piece, segment by segment, just to make sure things are going okay. And another last responsibility that we have listed in the regulations is issuing significant weather to the crew. If there is a big drop on the weather at any airports or en route, or there's some icing conditions that have popped up that might affect the safety of the flight adversely, then that's something you can issue to the pilot. It could be anything. It could be traffic information, notices to airmen, runways that have been closed, lights that are now out of service at the destination. Anything that has anything to do with the safety of the flight or how you're going to operate to a destination or to an alternate or diverting to an alternate. Anything possible really should be given to the crew. There are rules that basically will tell the dispatcher and others, hey, there's a time when you really shouldn't be bothering the crew. Maybe it's going to be below 10,000 feet, perhaps during approach. If it's not that critical, your company is going to give you a set of standards and procedures as to what to follow, what to say, when not to say something, when to say something. It works out pretty easily, but what you learn in our class are basics, regulations, general procedures, and a lot more than what is prescribed by the FAA, that's for sure. But once you get hired by an airline, they're going to show you the nuances of their operation, exactly what they'd like you to do, what buttons to push, how do you talk to this person, how do you communicate with that person. It is quite interesting, but once you become licensed or certified, you've just begun on your journey, or you've gotten a ticket to learn, a ticket to continue to learn.